Las Vegas, Nevada, or Sin City as it's often referred to, is nothing short of an enchanting melting pot, famous for its indulgent culture of gambling, dining, and nightlife. Lesser known to the majority is the number of hauntings within the heart of the city that never sleeps, most notably La Palazza Mansion, or Elvis's ghost wandering in the early hours of what used to be the International Hotel and Casino. If you're looking for an alternative to the typical ultra lounges found in many of the mega resorts, you may enjoy what's known simply as the Superconscious trip. Have you ever wanted to relive your fondest childhood memories? Now please note, when I say childhood, I am specifically referring to the stage in your life from your very earliest memories until the very last day of you being age 17. Nostalgia is certainly all the rage nowadays, and we have seen various TV shows, movies, products, and other staples of our childhood brought back with great success. This is exactly what the Superconscious trip is all about, bringing those cherished memories to life. Yes, literally to life. You will be able to visit deceased relatives. Each and every landmark of your childhood is completely intact for your pleasure. In its most basic sense, the Superconscious trip is the physical universe for one's memories, with life as you had previously known, completely preserved and unadulterated. Fortunately, it's very simple for anyone to travel to. Here's what you're going to need. 1. A reliable vehicle. An old beater works just fine, make sure it's got plenty of gas. Users of public transportation need not apply here. 2. A positive state of mind. Do not embark on this trip if you are angry, under moderate or severe amounts of stress, or feeling any degree of sadness. A little anxiety is okay, however. 3. A pen, pencil and a notebook. The most recently deceased relative of yours will ramble on about a letter they had just received in the mail. The letter in question contains a code. Don't be afraid to ask them what that code is, you will need it to exit your trip. Try not to forget as you will only have one chance to do this. Any attempt to inquire after the first try will only confuse your relative. 4. This one is optional, feel free to bring along your favorite CDs from your childhood. Nothing newer than what existed during your childhood. I'll explain why later on. Once you are ready, head to Vegas. If you're a resident of Las Vegas already, the destination itself is already within easy reach. You may depart for the trip itself only between the hours of 2:15 a.m. and 2:35 a.m., any time before or after, and this will not work. Start off by hopping on the I-215 and make your way towards McCarran International Airport. Next, get off at exit 10, which would be the airport corridor, Sunset Road exit. Stay in the right lane and keep going. Once you are about a third of the way through the tunnel, you will notice a lane to the right of yours suddenly becoming visible. Merge into the lane and do so quickly. The tunnel itself is not very long, therefore your window of time is short. Once you are in that lane, you will begin veering away from literally everything. In other words, the dimension you exist in will gradually fade away and you will be driving in complete darkness, with only the lights of your dashboard being visible. Any sort of radio station, whether it's terrestrial or satellite, will have ceased to work by this point. This is why I encourage you to bring along CDs to play, as they are immune to this phenomenon. Newer technologies such as MP3 players and Bluetooth devices may work, only if they were in existence during your childhood. Regardless, keep driving forward and maintain your lane as well as your speed. Do not drive erratically at all, as this could cause irreversible complications which may lead to you being permanently stuck in this lifeless state of limbo. Overall, this process is psychologically one of the most demanding aspects of your trip, but you must remain calm and alert. After several minutes have elapsed, you may begin to start seeing signs of existence again, such as sunlight, animals, or shrubbery and vegetation. Upon successful completion of each of the steps above, you will have arrived in your hometown, but you are not bound by this place alone. You are essentially the god of this universe, the physical manifestation of your own mind. As previously stated, every object and every person you have ever met will be completely intact and unaltered. You may go wherever you please, set forth on whatever your heart desires. Better yet, your time here is indefinite, so revel unapologetically in the gluttony of your nostalgia. Keep in mind and be wary, however, of the potential dangers involved with the Superconscious trip. Remember that checklist I gave you before you departed for your journey? I hope you had paid extra attention to that second part. There exists a universe nearly identical to the one I've described above, one in which you will find yourself if you are not of a sound, positive mind, and chose to depart during feelings of negativity such as malice, depression, or rage. This universe is the physical manifestation of your worst nightmares and biggest fears, essentially your own personal hell. The physical state of the universe will be very unstable, and you will lose control of your mental state and possibly each of your senses. The most painful of your memories will be relived repeatedly for the rest of your existence. You will be forced to witness exactly how your loved ones have passed, and you will have no chance of escape back to your regular world. Even if you did follow every step successfully, you must remember that the time of your universe is static. No new information can be created. The stability of the existence of this universe is wholly dependent on your mental state as well as the sharpness of your mind. Spend enough time there and you will notice that as your memories begin to fade, or even completely disappear, so will their corresponding physicalities. More importantly, do not introduce new technologies to the beings in your universe, nor any pieces of new information. To sum it up, if they did not exist until after the last day of your childhood, which I have already defined for you, they cannot and will not exist in your universe. Any attempt to introduce such novel pieces will risk the stability of your universe and you may not be able to go back. Every trace of your existence in the normal world could be wiped out. Now, let's say you are ready to end your trip and go back. You will need to visit your most recently deceased relative, if you have not already done so, and acquire that code. The code is unique to each individual. Write it down if necessary and do not miss it because it is your only means of exiting this universe. Once you have that code, you may continue to spend a little more time with your relative, but make sure you say goodbye to your final visit before you are ready to leave. Get back into your car and start driving. Leave the town, and, while remaining in the right lane, recite the code out loud in a clear, calm voice. You will then notice that familiar other lane become visible again. The steps and procedures to return to the regular universe are identical to the ones you took in the beginning. A total of 12 hours will have elapsed since you embarked on the trip, and you will find yourself near the exit of the tunnel. If you returned with a positive state of mind, you should hopefully feel a sense of internal peace and satisfaction with your trip. If your mind was riddled with negative emotionality, the world you returned to may seem more bleak and lifeless than you remember. Come to think of it, perhaps your memories themselves weren't as shiny as you had recalled.